Well, guys, I'm to the point where right now I'm going to be installing this little washer around this truss rod for the truss rod nut, but I've got to flatten it off on both sides, and then we'll install it right here. I just want you to see what's happening there. I've got to equalize that up. There's a stop I cut into right there. And that'll keep that washer steady. I'll glue it in there with probably some epoxy. And that way when I tighten the nut on this truss rod, it'll straighten that neck back up. This neck is real soft. I thought it was maple at first, and it looks like it's maple, but I'm not so sure. But it's real light, and there's not much to that neck, as you can see. It's real thin, and it's a nice filling neck for a mandolin. I played it before I took it apart a little bit. Figured out it really needed some work done on it. But right now I'm going to flatten the other side of this washer, and I'll show you how I do that. When you're dealing with stuff this small, it's always a good idea to do it by hand, because you start using a Dremel tool or something like that on it, and it can get away from you real quick like. But I got to flatten both sides of this washer so the fingerboard and the nut will fit on there. Plus that gives it some flatness to keep from rotating. This is actually a double-sided file I picked up at a yard sale. Actually, I bought a whole container full of files. Plastic container about this tall, about yay square. It was full of files. I paid $3 for that. Another one of them situations where some poor old boy passed away and they sold all this stuff. It's sad, but it's good for me. And I'm sure when I go on, my wife will pass it on down to the line. All right. I think that's going to do it. Let's see here. I may have to just push it on down into the wood a little bit. And I think we'll try that right now. We'll see here. These clamps have plastic on both sides, so it won't hurt nothing. Anything you do when you're doing stuff like this, take your time. Almost there. Just gonna have to put it in there a little further, and we'll glue it in, and I'll have to file the rest of this flat on top here so everything will fit. And that looks like a winner to me. Thank you, folks. Hello, folks. I'm back. All right. I have got the truss rod completed. It's got a little bow in it right there. Now it's sitting in there just fine, exactly where we need it. Now I've got to cover it with this piece of walnut. So I've just about got it where we need it to go down in that slot. So I'm going to sand a little bit off of it to get it to fit and go down in there. How y'all been doing? Okay, I hope. Oh yeah, that's a good fit. Just a tad bit more off of there. Well, we got a good surprise coming today. We get to go pick our grandson up from basketball practice. He's going to come over here and visit us for a little while. So we always look forward to that. We saw our granddaughter yesterday. They're doing fine. All right, now I want to make sure I butt that up right there where the screw and where the nut and the washer goes. And the next thing we're going to do is put a little glue on there. But I don't want to cover up that truss rod with glue. So we will just put a little bit on each side of this walnut. And of course now the glue don't want to come out. Not without some friendly persuasion. Okay, hopefully that'll come on out now. Gotta be careful. Okay, here we go. Now this is not going to go down in there very deep. It's just going to cover that truss rod and then strengthen up the neck a little bit. Of course that neck is awfully thin already, so I got to be careful with what I do to don't want to take too much off of that neck. course, I'm doing exactly what I said I wasn't gonna do. I'll take this glue off the bottom and put it on the edge here. See what we come up with here. Okay, we're going to take a couple of clamps, clamp this baby up. Tell you what, I'm going to put a caul on there so I can get that dude clamped all at once. I can't hardly see what I'm doing there, so I'm going to have to go back to this. Okay, that's got it down in there on that side. This is always the fun part, believe me. I'll tell you what. It's not working too hot. So let's do this. We're going to lay this on top of that. pretty even. Well, we'll let that set up, see how it glues up there. I'll bring it back when it's done. Thank you.